So, welcome back, good friends, to another edition of Lost Cub, set in these scenic Blue Ridge Mountains with our buddy Anton. Our buddy Anton, who has left a building on fire and is now taking a nice leisurely drive home, escorted summarily by this fucker, and accompanied by this rather distinctive woman. And so, you ride, good sir. You were there long enough. It does take a long time for Ambrose to get there. This place is not close. So you have been distracted for some portion of the time while a building burned scenically in the background. That's not weird at all. But you've had some little bit of time before he got there, and it will be a long drive back. Is there anything in particular you would like to do over the course of this time?
Nah, there's nothing really I can do, really. I don't have any type of thing to heal the burn mark on my fucking arm, so no. If anything, he'll just be trying not to move on that side of his arm as much as possible, if you get me.
Yup. All right, so you get an obnoxiously long wait as he heads out, an obnoxiously long drive back. But before the day is over, you will be back at the garage. Ambrose going ahead and just pulling up in front of the, house is a bit of a liberal term for it, but pulls up in front of the house and, parks up, jumps out, has eyeballed you all both over thoroughly, checked to make sure you're both okay, and in light of your current condition, we'll be heading inside and almost immediately going hunting for burn salve.
He'll ease out of the car and I'll sugar down to Lupus.
And there is a very comical process where Ambrose comes out and you're a goddamn wolf. And, is headed out. And Becca, who is opening the door and holding it for you, sees the look on his face and points with a ha! Because, let's face it, Ambrose only knew so much. And the face. It's a face.
But
he didn't really expect a wolf to be walking into his house, and it'll take him a hot minute and some convincing from Becca as he's kind of skeptically watching you just kind of, pad on in, casual as you please.
Mm-hmm.
So, are you settling anywhere in particular, or are you just going into the room where Heidi's knocked out, or what is your plan?
On the foot of Heidi's bed. He'll just plonk himself down there. Like, know the way the wolf kind of, the way kind of a dog kind of curls up at the end of somebody's bed, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and there's animated discussion. Though sooner or later, it will not be Ambrose, but it will be, in fact, Becca, who comes into the room, toting this burn cream. Sorry, I hate that little white bar at the bottom of the photo. She traipses in with this, kind of canister of the burn cream, looking at least a little smug, certainly looking like she's in a better mood than in those fine moments wherein her car sailed through the air and tumbled across the ground and then slammed into the side of a burning house. But yeah, she'll saunter in, drop the little shoulder bag thing with the photos in it next to the bed, and comes around and just sits on the foot of the bed, kind of does the finger twirl like, come on, roll over.
He does.
And she, with a marked, kind of admirable amount of calm, just proceeds to very liberally apply what honestly, it's not going to do much for your healing time because you're going to heal far far faster than anyone else would from this kind of burn, but it certainly feels better. The stuff is cooling. There's aloe in it. And yeah, she just kind of gingerly applies that to the afflicted leg, because it's a leg now. And kind of keeps an idle eye on your overall expression to see if you're going to get like jumpy with her or snarly with her, because I mean, it hurts.
It makes a few like, I imagine in lupus, it's a few like, you know what I mean? But not her more in pain, if you get me.
Yeah. There'll be at least, that one point where she kind of points at the pointy finger, like, don't do it, I'm watching you, and goes right back to it.
And he just to be honest, he just thumps his head down afterwards and probably sleeps, because that was some endurance, running and training and flying around the place and getting burned and there. You know what I mean?
Throwing jeeps is kind of taxing, go figure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She'll probably sleep for that day. Or the remainder of the day, because man.
Yeah, she does that much, lets you flop over. And I mean, you get the pretty good impression that she does leave the room. And when you do finally wake again, it will be, of all the silly things, still curled up on the foot of the bed. But Heidi's kind of hugging you like a stuffed animal.
Yeah, the wolf head will kind of, rise up and like look down at her.
Yeah, she's like just curled up against, like, essentially if you're laying on your side, she's kind of.
Mm-hmm.
You're essentially the little spoon, and she's got her arms hugged around you, mindful of the burnt leg, but has just hooked an arm around you and like nestled her face into like essentially the back of your neck.
Yeah, he'll just kind of just dip the big frowsy head against her head, like probably if he needs to fall back asleep for another hour, and then eventually when he wakes up again, melts into Hamid, essentially just back, kind of slowly take the hand off, like, come on, off you go.
I mean, she is no longer quite as insensate. There will be, if you do knock back out, there'll be at least one brief point where you get kind of tightly clenched, enough to jar you a bit, like, bleh. And she again has her face like just hidden in like your ruff almost. But yeah, you're able to come around, albeit you are well aware at this point that going from one end of the spectrum to another means you're going to go up and then down.
Yep. So it's a merry-go-round for poor Heidi. What he'll probably do is he'll shake her off. You know what I mean? So he'll pad off the bed and then shift.
Yeah, there'll be a vague noise of complaint, though. I mean, you revert, and by time you're in Hamid, which is thankfully very quick. It's snap quick. It's almost immediately like she kind of reaches out and grabs a hold of your hand.
Morning.
Hey.
You okay?
Stings. Rubs, like, not harshly, just kind of grazes the fingertips over like the scratches on her neck and all.
Get Ambrose to give you more that'll work. Rubs his face kind of tiredly.
You're right.
He'll look down at his leg to see if it made any difference.
It did. You haven't been like a full 24 hours in lupus, but you've been a good chunk. The burn has severely decreased. Like, it was going up the better part of your arm and lapping around your shoulder. At this point, it's mostly just like where the majority of it was up on your shoulder. There's still a span that's burned. I mean, it was only 1 point. There's no such thing as like half a point of health. But it has severely decreased. There is notable difference. It's not as fast as anything else you've ever healed. Everything else seems to just wick off when you're in another form. Like, you can see it go in real time. The burn, on the other hand, it's a lot slower, kind of alarmingly so.
Yeah, I'll crack his neck. Yeah. Took a burn. I'll be fine. Just need to sleep a bit more and rest. Need to be careful.
Okay.
Lifts up the bag off the foot of the floor. I got you something.
She kind of like, naturally as one does, kind of blinks over at the motion, and let's see how well she do. Come on, Heidi. Oh yeah, she does pretty good. Thankfully, instead of focusing on the idea of like, I know where that came from, she just kind of perks up and takes some interest in it. Like pushes herself up into a sit, kind of rubbing her head a bit. You'll note she's a little wobbly, but
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, she pushes herself up and seems reasonably alert, but kind of reaches out for it.
Passes it over. I did. I did.
And she does like pull it over into her lap. Kind of, goes and unzips it, and naturally, like Becca just shoved the photos into the bag at some point. So she does, go to zip it open and seem puzzled for a second, though pleased after a couple of moments as she, pulls out the little framed pictures and glances around for a second and then stretches over to stick them on the table beside the bed.
Happy?
Lips kind of curl in for a second, but she turns a glance back around and gives a light nod.
I know it's not much, but I figured you can have at least something.
So it's important to remember.
Yeah, exactly. Winces a bit as he limps over.
Kind of gingerly, like, it's a little bit of a shirt grab to get him sat on the edge of the bed again.
Yeah, it's a slow.
Very mindful of the fucked up
Yeah,
shoulder.
it's a slow process sitting down because it always is when you've got like a burn or like an injury. So it's slow, like doof, you know what I mean?
Yeah, thankfully it's not something down around your legs where it's gonna fuck you up too bad mobility wise. It's just gonna be a bitch anytime you're using that arm, especially with the shirt over top
Yeah.
of the burn.
Mm-hmm.
And she again kind of frowns briefly at the burn, but looks back up. I'm sorry.
For what?
Got scared.
What are you sorry for? Rubs the back of her head very softly.
She again, like, it's funny because like contact with her head, it's not like her head hurts. It's pretty clear that her balance is a little off, probably. I mean, educated guess. She got drugged like twice back to back.
It's very softly, you know what I mean? Nothing to disorient her.
Door's broken.
Hmm?
Just kind of points at the door, which is kind of pushed shut, but it's again, it's not gonna click shut anymore. Like
That was
the
me.
frame has been kind of cracked.
That was me. Don't worry about it.
He flicks kind of a small glance over, but seems to take it.
That was my fault. Got a bit too angry. Okay?
Hey.
But don't be sorry. It's okay to be scared.
Another slow nod. Just kind of thoughtful, not like slow, just like kind of thoughtful, mulling over it, processing, but nods.
I'm glad you're safe. That's all that matters to me.
Of course, I'm safe.
Mm-hmm.
Again, like the little fingers have like kind of curled into the shirt. But now you're hurt.
I'll be all right. Just need to rest. Besides, you should see the other guys. Smiles.
It's a faint smile. And finally, kind of like adorably shyly, she leans over and puts like that soft little kiss on your cheek. It's the lightest kind of little peck, but it's something.
Besides, I don't think Becca's going to talk to me for a while. Mm.
Wait.
I wrecked her car.
Oh.
It was an accident.
Oh.
That's all right. We'll manage.
And glances to the door like, oh.
We'll manage. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
But with all the money we have, we'll get that place set up out in the mansion. We can just you and me. What you think?
Kind of dances up.
Well,
From
Susie,
what it's worth, she seems like pretty excited about the house. But yeah, and when you finally say, "Oh," and Susie, she's like, "Oh, okay," and like brightens the rest of the way.
and Susie, don't worry. But just In
Like,
fact, like he'll flick out his phone and show the picture of him and Susie. You know what I mean? Just to give her something to like beam at.
here's something hilarious. You reach for your phone,
Mm-hmm.
find no phone.
Where's my phone?
That is the question of the day, isn't it?
Looks behind him.
I mean, there's like the place where you usually kind of plunk your phone down. It ain't there.
Just
Charger cord's still there.
stands up. I'll be right back, Heidi.
She looks kind of vaguely concerned.
Walking out towards Becca. That's his first suspect in all this bullshit.
There's
Bitch, you take my phone.
what's
No.
wrong? Like, but she ain't gonna like cling chase. She's
Yeah,
gonna look
I'll be right
vaguely
back.
distressed.
Walking through.
Yeah, you walk through. It's morning again. So there is, again, most of the motion, at least, with it being morning, is in the kitchen. Ambrose is sat at the table. He's got his paper. Becca is also sat at the table and has her coffee and just kind of has that bleary, like, I just got this mug look. It hasn't kicked in yet.
You see my phone?
Oh, yeah. Just tugs it out of her pocket and offers it over.
There's an eyebrow raise.
What?
Why are you looking through my phone?
Suzanne called while you're out.
Oh.
But covered for your ass.
Really?
Wiggles the phone a little bit, still extended in his direction.
You take it slowly. Why, what you say?
That I took you out on a job.
Nice one.
Damn right.
It was the lie I was going to go with. She sound all right?
There's like that lazy grin of like, yeah, all right. Yeah. Suzanne's hangovers are a thing she is well familiar with. It's like, she should be normal today. Grinning.
And nod to himself, like, yeah, I know. Checks his phone anyway to see who the fuck has been ringing him while he's been like, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Apart from the Susie Q, obviously.
There's been like idle texts from like, let's see.
Because I left that party with numerous things.
You did. There's at least there's a couple texts from Carla asking where you are, because you had planned to meet her the next day and did not.
Well, to be fair, he'll actually message her going, "Hey, got into an accident at work. I'm just literally out of the hospital. So if you're still around,"
It's like the little shocked face.
is what he will say.
Or this, I mean, considering you crashed really early, you're probably up insanely early, so there may not be a reply immediately. There's the, so and so has been offline for this many hours. So you shoot her a message. Let's see. You still have the same number. So there is a missed call from an unrecognized, like it's a number. It's not in contact. There is the messages from Carla. There's probably, the same idle stuff from Lizzie and maybe some concern when you don't answer.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else is there. And yeah, you can see like the missed calls from Suzanne and a couple of texts, and finally like an outgoing call from the phone to Suzanne, or probably actually an incoming one where it actually like connected and lasted for a while.
Yeah.
There will also be like a flirty face from the same number you texted during the party.
Is that the one I got the missed call from?
Nope.
Oh, fuck it, I'm calling that unknown number as he's walking out onto the porch, putting a cigarette in his mouth, like rolling his shoulder, like, fuck like, me.
Oh, my life. My whole life hurts. All right. You call. And, who the fuck did I stick that on? There we go. And pretty prompt like there is a pickup.
Hello?
It's like, Anton.
Hang on, I gotta remember his name. Yeah, Paul.
Just trying to make contact.
All right. Kind of leave that there, like contact made. That kind of like awkward. Like
that purposefully making it as awkward as humanly possible.
Yep.
How is everyone?
Good.
You can kind of like feel the awkward nod going on the other end.
Kind of waiting for Paul to make the first move. He kind of just puts his like leg up against the I imagine like the back wall.
Oh yeah. I just want to see how you plan to do this. I do want.
What you want to meet my mom? What you want to meet my mom about?
About?
Mm-hmm. You said you wanted to talk to her. What about?
Just to see if we can just to see if we can reconnect, Anton. I need to apologize.
All right.
See if she's interested in counseling.
I'll talk to my mom about it.
Thanks.
You don't get to see the others.
Like you can kind of hear the hand like rifling through the hair. Yeah.
That's a no-go. They don't want to see you.
Yeah.
Especially Christine.
I gotcha.
So, I'll talk to Mom, and we'll see. If she says no, though, you got to be prepared to accept that.
Yep.
All right. I'll let you know when I know. Click.
Phone call ends.
Stuffs the phone back in his pocket like motherfucker. Grumble, roo, roo, roo. You know what I mean? That type of thing.
Yep.
Rolls his shoulder a bit like, Okay, that means I gotta go talk to Mom. Fuck. But then we'll see what he says. What he'll say to Carl is, hey, I got into a small accident at work, just out of the hospital now, so if you're still around, was what he'll say. Click, send.
Yeah. You send it off. Like I said, it's pretty early, so for the moment it looks like she has been online.
Yeah.
But
Just
yeah, she hasn't
he'll
saved
get
it
him.
yet.
He'll get a message which like he knows the second he said I've been out of hospital, she's going to freak the fuck out. So it's just a matter of time. You know what I mean? He'll keep his phone on loud as well. Matter of time. So the first thing he'll do is he'll obviously clue Lizzie in and let her know that he's alive and safe. Pop the Susie Q on the phone.
Yep. And as you're doing that, since you've been out and made a call and whatnot, you'll hear conversation inside idly, and eventually hear like that. It's pretty recognizable. You're noticing, especially more and more now that you've been more alert, been more paranoid. Different people have different strides. It's definitely Heidi's bare little feet pattering as she's just kind of puttering towards the door.
He doesn't mind. You
Yeah.
know, he'll know she'll probably appear holding on to him, so he just continues about his daily business, letting her do her thing. You know, not fucking with her mojo.
Yep. And you give a ring to Le Suzuki. Then
Yes.
yeah, there's like the scramble. Like you hear the phone answer and the little bit of like fumbling, like hey, hey, hey,
Hey,
you okay?
hey. I'll manage.
I'm surprised fucking Becca hasn't skinned you alive.
Oh,
I heard you wrecked your car.
saved your life.
Yeah, but you don't know how much you love that car.
She'll manage.
Oh yeah.
Don't freak out, all right? I took a bit of a nasty bump.
God, how bad? She said you're kind of fucked up.
It's just a burn mark. If nothing, it'll fade soon enough.
Oh fuck. She, like you can hear her like sitting up, rubbing her face. Essentially, like you hear the familiar like little noises and whatnot. She wouldn't tell me what the fuck she got you into. But you're okay, right?
I'm all right. Just shoulders killing me.
Well, keep an eye on your shoulder then.
I will. Don't worry, I'm fine. Nothing we couldn't handle.
Okay.
Heidi's fine too.
Oh, thank God. Don't freak out.
I know. That's why I'm letting you know because I don't want you to freak out. Because when you're scary, when you freak out.
Darn right.
I'll be over soon. Just gotta go check up with Mom.
Okay. I'll wake up then.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Just the mornings. But yeah, I'm fine. Finally done.
Oh,
puking my guts up, I think. So, yep, fantastic.
Okay. Um, I'll bring some of the money over and we'll figure out what we're doing with it as well.
You got a plan for where you're gonna keep it?
Not yet. That's what I mean.
Okay. Yep, gotcha. See you in a little while. Give me a heads up when you're headed over.
Yeah, I'll shoot you a text. Gotta be my partner in crime now, CCQ.
Damn right.
Smile as it. Alright, see you soon as he hangs up the phone.
She makes like an obnoxious, like lip smacky kissy noise, just to mostly to be a brat. But yeah, let you hang up on her.
Looks over the shoulder at dear old Heidi.
Yep, Heidi has kind of puttered out and sat next to you, and is like kind of nudged up against your good shoulder, thank God, but kind of just nudged up against. Glances over when she's looked at.
Hey, you.
Hey.
Gotta go out today.
Is you?
Gotta go see Susie. Gotta go see my family. Something's after happening.
There's some idle lip chewing.
Could come back and collect you if you want to come to Heidi's with me.
Come to Heidi's.
Not Heidi's, at Susie's. Fuck me. Let's go back to your house. I know.
Let's not ever.
I could come back and collect you and bring you to Susie's with me if you like.
It's quick little nodding.
But I gotta go see my family about something. It's something important. Okay.
There's understanding little nod.
So what's gonna happen is he interlocks her hands with her, so she's all like, I am the safety net, here I am. I'll go do that. I'll be a couple of hours. I'll come right back here, collect you, then you and me go see our favorite little Susie.
Okay.
Pecks her on the side of the cheek.
And yeah, she interweaves fingers, and it's generally seems stable.
All right. So you'll hear me pulling up, okay?
Okay.
So what I want you to do, Missy, because I'm giving you an order now, gives her like a playful little poke in the nose.
Thanks. She is nose poked.
Like, ugh. I want you to run in when you hear me coming, and get as much of that cream for your, gestures of their neck off Ambrose as you can. Okay? That way, nobody's gonna have a bit of a panic. Okay?
Okay.
Repeat it back to me.
Gonna go inside and wait for you to come back, and then get cream for the scratches.
All right. Perfect. Gives her hand a squeeze.
Another light nod, like, okay, yeah, did it.
All right. I'm gonna get going, okay?
Okay.
I'm back soon.
Like, puts on her little brave face and nods.
ruffles her hair very gently, very softly. He'll let Becca and the boys know where he's going. He just says he has to handle some stuff back at the house, and he'll come and collect her for a bit. Just, proceeds to head off.
And yeah, she insists on staying out so she can wave as you head off, but it will be gingerly being collected by Ambrose about time you're pulling out. So,
Yeah,
back on
I'm
the
driving
wild road.
driving to the family home because he'll tell his mom because it's important. Gentleman's a good boy.
It's you keeping your mom in the loop and everything.
Yes.
All right. Oh, you drive. Such a scenic drive. But soon, you're home.
Uh,
Ugh. Pull into the driveway. Same old, same old. Bubba is out on one of the lunge lines, running around, barking like a moron because he is so happy. Probably because you're there, honestly. Flailing around, barking.
He'll walk in, pet Bubba very gently, trying to keep himself as not hurt as he is as he's walking in towards where his mom is.
Oh, yes. And you walk inside, boldly, adventurously. But yeah, there your mom is. In the process of, like, you can hear her kind of muttering to herself over in the laundry room, utility room.
Emma.
Then she kind of flicks a glance back, kind of leans out, looks at the door. You can imagine she's kind of subtle, glaring because, probably should have been paying more attention, but turns a glance back. Hey, honey, how you doing?
That called.
Did he?
Wants to touch base.
And what did he say?
Just wants to touch base. Wants to see if you want to go to couples counseling. I told him that I'll let you know, but it's on you, on your decision.
Hmm. See how your mom is feeling right now. She chews it over thoughtfully. Counseling.
Yeah. Leans back against the wall again. Counseling.
Suppose there's no harm in it.
Depends, Mom. Do you think he's actually going to pull through it? Or is he just going to waste your time again? And considering how well you've been doing, one false move could set everything back. Like, how's Christine going to take it?
Suppose it'll depend on how your daddy behaves.
True. But how do you think she's going to feel when she's finding out you're doing couples counseling?
I'm sure she'll worry, but
Might be worried. She might be angry.
you think so?
Well, nod his head fairly seriously. I would be if you didn't tell me. Or at least did it out of the blue. Dad's not just messed you around, he's messed all of us.
I'll have a talk with her. And with Phil.
What was that last bit? Kind of chopped up on me.
And with Phil.
Phil, he'll pretend like everything's fine. He'll go out and do his work, hang with the boys. But it'll kill him inside. Because he knows Dad's messed around you, me, Christine, and him. He just won't say it. Which is worse.
You know it wasn't always like that, Anton. I do too. We can have a talk about it.
Might be the best thing.
Kind of nods idly. Goes back to kind of remembering that she is pitching clothes in the wash. Kind of distracting herself with it. I don't know that it's fair to any of us to not at least see.
Depends on what you think is fair.
It's fair to at least see if he's learned and if he's stopped and if he's changed back.
If.
If.
That doesn't sit well with me. If.
Don't know
We've
till we
only
talk
just
to
got him
him.
out of the house and you. We've only just got him out of the house and you've only just started really coming back out of yourself again.
And if he hasn't changed, he won't be anywhere near this family again.
No, he'll just cause hassle for us for the rest of our lives.
He won't.
Shrugs.
If he hasn't, I'll get
Just
a
good
restraining
shoulder.
order.
I don't know. Just seems like we're giving him too many chances.
It's one chance, Anton.
It was one chance last time. And the time before that. And the time before that.
He's gone to rehab. What more can you ask? For proof.
Rehab is rehab. If he wanted to be a father, he would have been one.
He was a father for a long time, Anton.
Yeah, and then he started drinking.
I know.
And then he smacked you.
You did.
Just because he was a father for 5 years of my life, maybe more. And then suddenly he turned into something else. That's not on me, and that's not an obligation that Christine or Phil or me should have to fill for him.
All right. Here's the fun thing. Hello, Torna.
Hi.
Oh, you lucky fucker. She reaches out to lay a hand on your shoulder. You are lucky as shit. You happen to be standing on the side. That means it is your good shoulder. I was a father for a lot more than 5 years, Anton.
You know what I mean. doesn't give him an excuse anymore.
It's not an excuse. No. There is no excuse. But if he is changing, he's going back to being the same man that took y'all hiking when you were little.
Oh, Anton, okay.
You're
We're not 10. We're not 10 anymore, Mom. We don't need hiking. We don't need day trips out in the sun. We're not 10 or 9 or 6, 12. We're not kids anymore. You know, Christine used to come into my room when she was scared, because when he started yelling, she used to just cuddle up beside me because she was afraid of him.
Here's a question: have you actually ever told your mom that?
Nope. He never said shit. Anton never said a goddamn word for a long time. He just kept his mouth shut and took care of Christine.
Just closes her mouth. Goes back to pitching clothes in the wash.
Oh,
I'll let you pee in here.
fuck it. One. Oh, thank God.
I mean, it's enough to know that you cut her pretty good.
Oh no, he follows after. Not angry. Again,
I mean,
almost
she's
like
not moving
robotic.
away. You're right there in the room with her. She just kind of
Oh,
goes quiet.
I used to tell her to go down to her friend's house. I'd take care of her. No problem. Kept my mouth shut. Kept my head down. Made sure she was safe. Made sure she didn't panic. Because he was too busy fucking yelling the house down. I didn't say anything. And when he turned up at that house, and she saw that was him up there in that room, she did the same cling to me that she used to do when you used to yell at him. He used to yell back. So he may get counseling, that's fine, whatever. But are you really going to make her that fucking afraid again?
I didn't say anything about bringing him back to the house, and I didn't say anything about making them go to see him, Anton.
No. No. You just want to do couple counseling with him. Where he'll worm his way in, do what he does best. Next thing you know, he'll be walking up that steps. And do I have to explain to her then why I let the thing that she fears most back in this house? And I promised her I wouldn't.
Hmm. There will be. Give me a peony.
Sure.
I'm gonna roll for her.
Fail. It's all botched, just fell up.
Hmm. Yeah, she failed too. She spent a willpower though. She is listening. And there might be a moment where you think for a second that maybe she's trying to work her way up to saying something, but in the end, whatever it is, she doesn't. She's just thinking heavily. And she like pitches
What are you gonna
your brother and sister's clothes into the wash.
What are you gonna say, Mom?
Say when, Anton.
I can see it.
And what do you see?
I see you wanting to say something.
Not saying anything.
So
yet.
what is it? So what is it?
Shakes her head. Finally closes the, pitches in the detergent, closes the lid to the wash. Just turns the dial till it starts up. I'm not fighting with you, Anton.
He says we're fighting.
Kind of throws a side glance at him at that comment, just like, really?
No, he's fucking deadly serious. You know what I mean? He hasn't raised his voice. It's just been a bit harsh, but he has, like, in his mind, he's not fighting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not fighting if you're not yelling, right? It's just a
The
debate.
17-year-old brain, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There you go. See, now you're getting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, in his mind.
Pitches you that side glance, that mom look.
What you think?
Of like kind
what,
of.
You think,
Are you serious?
what you think? I can't handle what you're gonna say? Say it.
I told you, Anton. I'm not gonna fight with you.
So what? I just come like a messenger boy, deliver when Dad's supposed to talk to me, and that's it.
Anton, you asked to be the one standing between us. You offered to be the one standing between us.
And yeah, and you're not gonna tell me shit. Are you?
I told you I'm gonna talk at dinner. You should be here.
And what are you gonna talk about? Is it gonna be the same talk as it was before?
I'm gonna talk to the other two as well, and I'm gonna listen.
Are you? Or is this just your father's, what
do
was
you
it?
want an
He looks up
answer,
at the ceiling?
Anton, or do you want to argue with me?
Give me the fucking answer.
Don't talk to me like that, Anton. I'm still your mother.
Rolls his good shoulder a bit.
You've done a lot for this family, and I don't deny that. But I'm still your mother.
Bites back what he's going to say. I'll even take a rage because, fucking over willpower. This is a tough one because, man, he can burn her with a gun.
You can spend if you need to instead.
No, kid. No, Katie. I won't. I'll roll. No. I passed with 2 successes. But oh boy, does he bite back what he's going to say. I'll take a rage because this is actually making him angry.
All right. You do. You boil a little.
He bites back a fucking scathing comment. Like, she can see it written right over his face when she says, "I'm your mother," and
Oh, she's familiar with the teenage fucking looks. You've got a little more intensity to it. That's probably why, as you give her that fucking, that sharp look, she's just very calmly refusing to engage as much as you want to fight with her. Just very calmly picks up the basket of clean laundry. Kind of, not trying to run away from you by any means. Just calmly goes to go out to the couch where she usually sits and sorts the laundry. She doesn't keep you from following, anything like that.
Oh, she starts to walk away. God damn it. Okay. Fuck it. You gotta say it. Then fucking act like it, Mom.
There's a pause. Glance over her shoulder.
Act like it. Because so far, I've had to be the parent.
I
I've
want you
had
to
to take
think
care of
real
it.
hard about what you're asking for, Anton, before you ask for it.
What? You walk up? You were supposed to keep us safe.
She just leans ever so slightly in. I did.
Really?
And that's why I'm the one who got the bruise.
Oh. Why don't you go tell Christine that?
Would you
Now
like
she
me
cries.
to, Anton? Do you think
Go
that'll
ahead.
help anything?
Go ahead. Be honest with her for a change.
I am not dishonest with you or your brother or your sister.
No, you just let him run roughshod over all of us.
Oh, gonna roll her willpower again.
Yeah, cause I mean, like, yeah, no, he was trying to keep it in, but
Oh,
that white hot rage, man. You know what I
God!
mean?
You thought you had rage before, and who's
Yep,
running
here we
roughshod
go.
over me right now, Anton?
Oh, really?
Are you gonna let me make my own decisions, or are you gonna tell me what I'm supposed to do?
I ain't telling you shit, Mom. I'm just telling you the
Really?
truth.
Because you've been telling me what you think I should do. You get awful hostile when I don't immediately go for it, and when I have thoughts of my own.
Why, you think I'm like him? Is that what you're saying?
No, Anton.
No. You think I'm like him, don't you? I gotta
You're
take a
like him,
rage.
Anton. Oh, yeah, you should have taken a rage just for the comment alone.
I spend willpower to roll it. Oh, I rolled 419. Ah, no.
Please do not roll over 10 on your rage checks, sir. That is
I
not
thought it ignites.
bueno.
I thought it ignites into a supernova. Yeah.
You.
I don't need
No.
to spend. I don't think I need to spend willpower.
No,
I
you're
don't know what
fine.
phase of the moon.
You're fine.
But oh boy, oh fuck me, that
Oh, he's
like
mad, though.
after everything I've done, you get to say that to me?
Like I said, I have not forgotten anything you've done for us, Anton. Or anything you've done for
No.
me.
You get to say that to me after everything I did for you.
And you have been saying all manner of disrespectful things to me.
By telling you the truth?
There is
By
a
coming here and being
fine difference between telling someone the truth, Anton, and being disrespectful and looking down on
Well,
everything they say, picking
well,
apart everything they.
maybe Mom, if you had listened from the fucking start, I wouldn't have to be harsh with you. Maybe
She
if you had listened and
turns, goes over, sits down on the couch. Why don't you go, Anton?
so that's it. You don't like what I have to say, and it's just, why don't you go?
It is not just I don't like what you have to say, Anton. It's that you don't care what I'm saying or how I feel. You only care how you feel. And I know how you feel, and I'm sorry for what your daddy did.
It's not good enough. And it's not just about me.
It's not. And that's why I'm going to talk to them tonight.
Yeah,
Before I make any decisions.
sure. And it'll be just the same thing as always.
Is it?
More than likely, yeah. It'll be the same thing again and again and again.
Is it somehow going to hurt you, Anton, if I meet your father at a counselor? Not outside of it, not at home. Is it going to hurt you?
Means you're letting him in.
It means that I'm talking to my husband. It means I'm seeing if he has changed.
Yeah.
It does not
Maybe you
mean
should-
that I'm going to bring him back into your life. It does not mean that I'm going to bring him back into your brother and your sister's lives.
No, but he gets to just linger around. Waiting.
Linger around. What do you think
Nah.
he's going to do? Stand at the edge of the property line?
No one fucking him, yeah? But that's fine. You do what you want, Mom. You always have. But that's fine. I'll just go run roughshod over somebody else. After all, what am I, right? Just a stupid 17-year-old kid.
Don't put words in my mouth, Anton.
No, you said it.
No, I didn't.
And when he smacks you again, I won't be there.
You think he's going to smack me in a counselor's office, Anton? When he's
He
not
doesn't get
drunk
his own
off his
way.
fucking mind.
When he doesn't get his own way. Oh, Anton, you evil prick. I gotta spend willpower. Actually gonna roll persuasion, Katie. Oh, I feel so evil doing this. Oh, it's activated. Oh, fuck me, this is evil. I gotta spend the willpower as well.
What are you doing?
You're about to see with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes. Anton pulls aside of the burn mark on his collar. Look what happened the last time he didn't get his own way.
You included your proof read in that?
Yep,
All right.
that's a lot of successes. Oh, I feel so evil. And I spent the willpower. That's 6 successes. Oh, it's dirty.
7.
It's
with
really
the
dirty,
willpower you
Katie.
spent for,
It's 7.
for persuasion.
Yeah. Oh, Katie, it's really evil. Oh.
I mean, you're a bad person. If there were alignments in this game, I would have shifted yours right now.
Yeah, that was bad. I feel bad, but I don't really. But oh god.
Well, you're committed now.
I mean,
That's
yep,
7
I did. 7 successes.
As she gets up off the couch and immediately comes over, and yeah, as you pull the shirt aside, she comes over, smacks your hand away, and like kind of goes to actually get a proper look at it.
I mean, it's a burn. It would aggravate the damage. It's nasty.
Oh yeah, it's fucking nasty. Anton, what happened?
We got in an altercation.
And an altercation when?
A couple of days ago.
Oh, when he came by the house.
Yeah. I tried to make sure that he understood that, I tried to take care of you.
She is, for what it's worth, trying to kind of pull you over carefully to sit in one of the chairs.
Oh, no. No. 4 rage means I stay where I fucking am. You know what I mean?
What in the world did he burn you with? She really is like kind of carefully pulling the shirt aside. And again, she's got the mom touch, which means, yeah. She's pretty fucking good at checking for them boo-boos, which means, yeah. It's not painful. She's in fact very carefully like using a hand to brace the shirt up off of the burns.
Car was still running. Bash me into the side of it.
All right, you're gonna have a really high diff for that because cars do not run so hot that you're gonna get burned touching the side of it.
No, it means like the engine light. Like I was going to explain further. Jeez,
Okay.
Katie, let me do my lie.
Well, do your lie. Do it convincing.
We punched him a few times. He kicked me. He's bigger than me. He opened up the hood of the car. Bashed me down into the side of it, into the engine.
And she's grimacing, concerned. Go ahead and roll again, you ass.
Okay. What?
Because if you think that your fucking sister watching from the window and her listening from inside means that they wouldn't have heard it.
I'm fun willpower again. Holy shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
It was higher diff, but that's still 4 successes even at like diff 8.
Yeah, and persuasion knocks above a 1 though as well.
Oh, that's true. So that's still 5.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking A.
Christine saw only the first part of the fight.
Did she?
Only us punching. She didn't see the after. He waited.
I mean, you can kind of see it. It hurts her. Like, I will even, yeah, you don't need a peony.
I mean,
it hurts her desperately to see and to believe that he has actually hurt you.
So don't worry about it, Mom. Pulls the sleeve back over. You go to couples counseling. I'm sure it'll be fine.
And especially as you like kind of tear your arm away from her, which also, again, like it pains her.
Yeah.
The rejection.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine she'll probably see him like hiss in pain. Because, ow. Oh, I feel so bad. Oh, God.
You have perception alertness.
No.
Oh, you don't see it. She manages to, like, she kind of, especially as you pull away from her, like, pointedly pull out from under her hands, she just kind of turns her head aside and starts kind of with a lot less direction, almost kind of listlessly, kind of just kind of drifts back to where the laundry is. Tell him no. Very quiet as she sits down. She says it.
No point in calling the cops. It'll be my word against his.
Tell him no.
All right. All right. He just starts walking towards the door.
Yeah, your mom kind of, again, it's kind of listless as she tries to kind of go through the motions of paying attention to the laundry.
Stops at the door, sucks in a breath, walks over to where his mom is.
Give me, would it be empathy or alertness? It's a really good question.
It's the same dice pool either way.
I'll say it's technically alertness. I suppose it's either or, really. Oh yeah, you should feel bad. You made your mom cry. She's hiding it like a boss.
Okay. I mean, out of character, I feel bad. Fuck me.
Worth something, I suppose.
Anton is unfortunately...
She's not
he does...
making noise. Yeah. It's just kind of... She's got her head ducked because, you know, she's paying attention to this laundry. So the hair's around her face. And yeah. She's got about one whole tear that's actually managed to get out of her eyes, but she's just kind of doing the laundry.
Put his good hand on her shoulder. I'm sorry.
Why didn't you tell me?
You looked happy.
I wasn't happy. You know I wasn't happy.
I saw you smile for the first time, like you meant it. I'd been waiting for that since I was 10. Which is not a lie. If that makes anything feel better. Whew.
She just kind of shakes her head.
I didn't want his influence getting into your head and bringing you back down again. Then he'd win.
Should have told me in time.
Yeah. Maybe I'm just as stubborn as you sometimes. Maybe I wanted to take the brunt of it so you didn't have to.
That doesn't fall on you, Anton.
Or my mom. It falls on me. And I will do anything to keep you happy. Anything.
Just tell him no, Anton.
All right, Mom. I'm sorry for yelling.
I'm sorry too.
He was just peck his mom on the forehead. Because
she's still not
evil
looking up.
Because as evil as a prick as he is at times, he really does mean it that he will do anything. Fucking anything.
Yeah, she's not looking up. She's functioning on the idea still that he's not seeing her cry.
I'll be back soon. He starts to walk towards the door, closing it.
Yeah, you leave.
As he gets into his car, he almost is trying to say to his ancestors in his head, he'll just go, you told me to be like, you told me to do anything. How's that? As he's driving off. To, where am I going? Carla. Yeah, fucking Carla. That's where I'm going.
Oh, for shame. So back in the car you go.
Yep.
Leaving your mother a complete wreck.
That means sometimes you have to make... Oh, God.
It's fine. You just ripped her heart out. It's fine.
I can't say it because Torna has a conscience and a too nice a person to think like a proper Shadow Lord at times. I can't actually finish that sentence, man. Fuck me. That was Well, the Shadow Lord logic in him is going, yeah, and by any means fucking necessary. Doesn't have to like it. It got the job done. That's what his ancestor fucking told him. The player has other opinions, but let's anyway. To Carla, oh,
Yeah, you're checking your phone as you're heading out. It has blooped a couple times over the course of your conversation with your mother.
what he will do is actually he's going to pull off somewhere, probably up one of his trails. I'm going to blow two of that rage sprinting around the place because I'm running white hot.
You are running pretty hot.
So I'm going to spend two rage to just up and down those trails really fucking fast. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you stop off. Familiar trail, something reasonably difficult. So you actually have to do some hoisting, some climbing. You can really like burn off a lot of the temper. I imagine it is actually probably something he's done before he even had rage to kind of work off some of that teenage temper. So yeah, I'll say reasonably you can do that. Absolutely. And
But yeah,
then,
he'll and then you'll go to Carla.
you're just pulling up to her place without answering her.
I mean, I'll check my messages first. You know what I mean? He's finished after tearing around the place.
I mean, it's pretty much what you expected. Saying you were in the hospital, a lot of concern.
He'll just say, "Do you want me to call up to yours?"
Uh, sure? Question mark? Like, okay.
You just say, "I'm fine. I've got a lot of pain meds, so I'm good."
Yeah, she'll be like, oh, okay.
Drive up.
And yeah, you head out to Carla's sprawling abode. Let us see. As you roll up,
Somewhere the true catcher's like, yes. Oh,
he is. He is.
now thank me and shake my hand.
Pretty much. As you roll up, you'll see her mom is out front, is offside talking to a handful of people. Kind of, at least it looks like she's chattering to some of the staff and at least one peer, another woman dressed as well as she is. And they're gesturing around the lawn, the garden, etc., etc. But yeah, you pull up. And there's like a brief glance, but she doesn't break off what she's doing. She barely seems to notice, really.
She looks at him, you give her a pleasant wave, like Mrs. Thompson as he's walking, because he saw her before. She saw him before at that restaurant with Heidi, not Heidi, Susie. So many women. Ugh.
Yeah. Yep, she did. And so, I mean, there's a brief glance as the car's pulling up, and another brief glance as you get out. And then she'll kind of give a light, puzzled wave back, but doesn't seem shaken from what she's up to. You just gonna head up to the door?
Yeah, he'll knock on the door again, very politely,
And yeah, sure enough, Carla like pops out of the door. Hair's still wet. That morning run though, shower, etc. So she pops out with like wet hair. Okay, are you dead?
Yeah, totally.
I mean, you look pretty dead.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened? Like opens the door to let you in.
Walks in. Mind if I show you upstairs?
Yeah. She like gestures. She's actually already starting to kind of step that way since she kind of has her own little sitting area.
Walks upstairs, closes the door behind her, and will sit down, wincing a bit.
So what happened to you?
He'll pull the shirt collar aside.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, she actually gets up to like get a look. Kind of peering, not touching the shirt, not touching you, but kind of peering like, oh, that looks gnarly as shit.
Was helping out. I was helping out with some stuff, and let's just say the fire camp went a bit wrong.
Yeah, no shit.
Mm-hmm. Hurts like a bitch.
Give me that roll, Mr. Liarface.
Thank God I have persuasion active.
Yeah.
Fuck me. No successes.
Okay, let's give her a cursory roll. Let me think with my noodle. Honestly, I have to keep reminding myself she is a human. She is not a kinfolk. She's not a guru. She's a human. That's still enough for her to kind of quirk her brow. And there's like the quirk. And she slowly sits down across from you. So what actually happened?
Gives her an eyebrow raise. Huh?
How would you only burn your shoulder in a campfire? She's giving you that little skeptical, like, I've researched an obnoxious amount of grisly deaths. I see your shit. I'm a writer. Like,
Just shake his head, dumb look.
you sticking with the campfire?
Yeah.
Okay. She kind of sits back on the couch. But you're going to be all right?
Be okay. Don't worry about me.
Okay.
Oh, Pioneer, is she worried about me? That's the question.
Ooh, Pioneer. Do it.
Yeah. 3.
She has gone immediately from pretty real concern, pretty surface concern, to, like, she's still mildly concerned because you are hurt. But now she is, oh god, she is curious as hell. She has not even remotely accepted the campfire story. She's like, oh, that's what you're sticking with? Okay. Uh-huh. That's totally what happened. Oh, she is like burning alive with curiosity.
Let's just say me and my friends like to go into abandoned places and take a wander for a while. Unfortunately, one of my friends got a bit careless. One of the beams landed. We had to jump out of the house.
You burnt
One
it
of the beams
down?
was on fire. It was an accident. Faulty thing. You know the way you go to trip a switch and stuff like that and a spark. Just poof.
All right, give it to me.
One of those old... God, okay. So many lies. Willpower spend.
I mean, keep in mind, you do have a much higher pull and a lower diff than her. You just bad luck did.
3 successes this time.
Actually, she can't beat that, but I will check to see if she botches. She doesn't botch. And she finally kind of nods. Okay, I'll buy it.
We like to go get pictures and stuff. So went a bit wrong.
Yeah, no shit. You convinced him at the hospital it was a campfire? Kind of grins?
Yeah. The burn was bigger in the hospital.
Jesus.
Much bigger.
Okay. So, besides burning down abandoned buildings?
Not on
Everything okay?
purpose.
She kind of holds up her hands like, hey, you know, that's all you. Essentially.
Ooh, okay. He'll, to be honest, imagine after burning all that rage, there is a part of him that he doesn't even try to hide it. He just go, I'll manage.
I get the distinct feeling there are more things you're not telling me, but okay.
Don't want to dump my problems on you. It's not fair.
I mean, you wallowed in mine, so just saying.
It's not fair.
That is actually perfectly fair. What's not fair is you always having to deal with my issues and me never helping you with anything of yours.
My dad's trying to come back after smacking my mom.
Oh.
Currently, they're in talks about going to couple counseling.
Oh. Like, there's that obvious, like, oh, that got a lot realer, a lot faster than I was ready for. It's written right on her face, like, oh.
Like I said, I don't want to dump my problems on you. It's not fair.
You handling it okay?
Yep. He doesn't even try to lie. No. You know what I mean? It's clear as day. I won't even roll because... shit.
He's letting it show that yes means no.
Yeah.
Okay, so what you want to do?
Dunno.
At least go get your mind off it for a while?
I don't mind sitting and chatting to you.
That's it? You just want to sit here and talk?
Better than them yelling.
There's another, like, oh, moment there. And the slow nod? Okay, fair. Fair.
Are you okay?
What, me? Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, you look pretty flustered after the party.
I mean, some shit went down. And that was way more people than I had meant to show up. But that is what I get for open invites. So I learned. Slow nod.
Still look great.
Kind of gives a little hand wave. Kind of
Was that a new dress? You lean back quite honestly, you know, quite like genuinely curious.
I mean, kind of glances down. Like, I mean, yes?
Looks good.
There's more of the, like, awkward, like, oh, pshaw type. Huh.
No, it complimented your highlighted tone. Actually highlighted like your eyes and stuff. It was really nice.
Thanks. So, you gonna see Lizzie before she goes, or
Yeah, probably.
are you guys a thing, or
It's more of we're going to see what happens. You know, we could not be, but we're taking a more positive note on it.
okay?
Things are complicated. It's more of we see what happens. And so far, it's more of a tentative soft step. It could go in the direction of friends. It could go in the direction of relationships. I think we're both trying to see what's the best step forward for either of us.
Just slow, like, processing nod of, like, okay.
Which is, to be honest, kind of, I think, a good summary of what they're like at the minute.
It's, yep. Just like the nod of, like, okay. Well, I have successfully made the conversation somehow more awkward.
Why is that? Why is that?
I mean, I assume it's awkward. It sounds awkward.
It is.
Yeah, so awkward.
Yeah.
Shrugs.
At least you listen. At least I can talk to you about it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's nice to have that.
I mean, are you guys not able to talk or something?
It's not that. It's hard to talk about your problems, how you feel. It's hard to reach out to someone when you don't know quite what to say to anybody. You get used to managing every other person's problems on your own shoulders. It's almost impossible to know what you're feeling like and how to tell people.
I'm sorry, I just looked at my messages.
I know.
See you, I'm dying. I shouldn't have looked. I know better. Oh God. Just because I know you're listening, Bob, why are you like this?
Wow. Wow. That's
Why I'm dying at the most inopportune moment ever. Oh God.
wow. All right, that's ruined any gravity in this scene for me.
Oh God. But yeah, there's sorry. Just he was going on about it being nice to have someone to talk to, and she's just like, oh yeah, Dad. Totally sincere. He hasn't like very painstakingly created awkwardness.
You ever have that? You
What?
just you don't want to be anybody else, so you make yourself into this perfect, different person. It's easy.
I mean,
It's like holding on different skin, so they don't see what you are.
it's kind of the story of my life, really.
Even if that person has, I wouldn't say hurt people, but you have to be the most ruthless thing you can, because God forbid you'd ever show them any bit of fucking empathy. Because they'll just take it all away from you, right? One step at a time.
I'm pretty sure that comes later when I have to do some kind of waves her hand, hoity-toity fucking job I don't want. Probably get thrust up into like some management shit. Not looking forward to it.
It's a weird feeling to be seeing someone who has to wait for that.
I bet. No, it's like, I don't know. My parents do the same thing. You know, they answer the phone and it's like they're a totally different person.
Yeah.
I have a rule about leaving work at the door.
What happens if your family is your work?
Pretty sure that gets really awkward really fast if you can't drop your work at the door. Like, there has to be somewhere you can turn it off. It's not with your family. That just sounds shitty. Kind of, there's a helpless shrug.
Does, doesn't it?
Are you really okay? You don't sound okay at all. And I mean, I know that was a lie and you're not actually okay, but what's going on?
Just getting tired of putting on a face the entire time.
I mean, isn't there anyone you're talking to? Like anywhere where you're leaving it at the door?
No. I mean, yes and no, really. Because...
Trying to think, is there anyone he's really not lying to?
No, there isn't. That's the beauty of it. He's
Oh
not.
my
That's
God!
actually. That is the honest to God truth. He just said that is not a lie.
I take back my liar face accusation.
That is, yeah.
She just kind of studies him for a second, like, you've got to be kidding, and then the eyebrows kind of pop up because he's not kidding. So what is the master plan for not living a lie forever eternally? Because let me clue you, like, there are people that do it, but it doesn't go well in the long run.
Just to survive.
That is not a plan for not living a lie. That is potentially a plan to continue aggressively living a lie because you think it's the best way to survive. So,
Well, no, I don't know any other way.
I mean, generally it's having someone to talk to.
Like this.
I mean, yes.
Feels weird.
I mean, you'd hope it would feel good.
It does. That's why it feels weird.
Oh,
Feels foreign.
there's like more awkward fiddling with her wet hair. I mean, can come around anytime you need to. Kind of glances over.
What do you think I'm doing here?
Okay, well, she finally kind of delicately picks herself up, and instead of sitting across the little, like, there's like a little coffee table type situation. Excuse me, where one would put things like, a tray of, whatever the hell when she's entertaining. She actually, like, kind of steps around it, sits down next to him as my door knocks. Awesome. Be right back. Okay, sorry. I return.
Mm-hmm.
So apologies. What was the last bit he said? I know she came and sat next to him.
That was it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she just kind of picks her way around and plops next to him, glancing over. Leaves that pretty familiar leave room for Jesus kind of gap. That polite gap. You know
He
what I'm
doesn't say
talking
anything,
about
does
when
he?
I say it.
Doesn't even react, like, you know? Very numb.
Let's see if she had the God-given sense. Real fast.
Has that willpower.
No, she's
That,
definitely on the bad side. So like she kind of starts to pick up a hand to reach out, and I'm not. You know what? Let me one more time. She doesn't quite catch it. She like kind of picks up a hand and goes to touch his shoulder, and it'll be about time it's like brushing the shirt, which he will definitely feel because it will sting like a bitch. But it's not as bad as her like pressing on it or grasping it.
he'll just make, like, she'll see his face scrunch up a bit. Like,
Yep, the hand yoinks back. Oh, sorry.
wrong shoulder.
Sorry.
It's fine.
Uh,
Here. You put the hand out and put it on hers that's on the bed.
the bed. No, sir.
Where the fuck we are, couch, whatever. Whatever the fuck we're on. Thingy. You just put it, you know, put the hand over hers, that type of thing.
It's a small nod, like, yeah, that's perfectly legit. She is reassuring herself with this nod.
I mean, he doesn't make any moves. It's, again, she'll notice. It's very numb.
Yeah, there's the little glance over. Hey.
Yeah.
You don't look like you're doing so good.
I'm fine.
Uh, you don't look fine. Kind of an awkward little nose scrunch.
I'm not. Guess I told the truth there, didn't I? Stares off
Yeah.
at the distance.
That seemed pretty truthful. So, I mean, what do you need? Don't exactly
don't know.
look like the kind to need a shoulder to cry on.
I don't know.
Gives his hand kind of an awkward little squeeze.
Just to stop feeling empty, I guess.
Okay. So, you've done a lot of stuff for me, and I'm sure you've done stuff for Lizzie, but what do you do for you?
lie so nobody finds out how I'm feeling.
That is probably true, but not quite what I was going for. What do you do to make yourself happy? I mean, I write, Lizzie paints, I run. What do you do for
I
you?
haven't had time anymore. I haven't had time anymore.
Okay, well, now we're making time.
Just looks over at her.
Like, at the risk of sounding like a total geek, when's the last time you just read a book? For fun? Or, I don't know. I don't care if it's doing a cartwheel that makes you happy. Like, when's the last time you just did something for the fuck of it? To make yourself happy?
I can't remember.
Okay, so if right now nobody needed anything and nobody expected anything and you didn't have anything else you had to do, you could just do anything you wanted to, what would you do? Like anything, even if
Stare out at
it's
the mountains.
okay.
Don't have to think.
Okay, so she
Don't have to
starts
pretend.
actually getting up, kind of tugs lightly on the hand, carefully. She doesn't actually want to tweak his arm. Just enough to, like, lift the arm a bit, like, hey. Okay, so come on.
Shakes his head. It's not the same.
Why not?
Doesn't feel the same anymore. It's just peace, and I feel worry. I look out. I don't feel calm. I get anxious. My
I
heart starts to
mean,
race.
okay. Lizzie told me you knew. I mean, she didn't tell me where, of course, but told me you knew where all sorts of little hidden special feeling places were. What about them? Are
There's
there none of them?
one. There's one place that I feel like I belong there.
Okay, so let's go.
You want to see it?
I mean, I want you to go there, and she kind of grins a bit. I'm not sure you will if I don't go with you. But
All right.
either way, whether it's with me or if I stay here, go just do something to fill up the empty. Do something that makes you feel good.
If you want to come with me, I don't mind.
Okay. Sure.
He just very numbly walks to the car.
And yeah, she follows along behind, like grabs a jacket.
Drives it down. Drives it down to that mansion place.
Takes her down to the diving wall?
No, the mansion where his ancestor identified. The nice old place.
Ooh. Hot
Because
damn.
you described it as before as a place where, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Joey takes her all the way out there?
So it's the only real... Yeah, it's the only real connection to what he is, you know?
Okay. Instead of just beautiful scenery.
Drive up. He'll drive up to it, stop out the car, and just walk in, you know?
Yeah. Drive up. Carla, rides along. Doesn't make a nuisance of herself per se. Just kind of watches where you're headed. And admittedly looks a little confused when you... Oh, damn it. Ta-da.
I don't think my sound is back. No, it's not.
It is. Oh, darn it.
There we go. I can hear again. My sound cut
Yay.
out. Accidentally pulled it out.
Yeah, you pull up to the old Miller place. She seems confused when you start off-roading it into the overgrown, brush and shit. But, when you pull up to the house, she definitely looks kind of confused and impressed. And there's a mixture of reactions there because that is very big and very old. And are you sure we're not going to die? Because she is not the kind of person that goes rummaging around in old buildings.
He wanders in. Then when she gets in, she'll see somebody has spent the time, refurbishing, which is what he's been doing,
Yeah, she kind of follows along, trails a bit behind, just looking around, but trails in after him.
I imagine she'll actually find the generator and everything.
Yeah. The generator is there. Unless he has it kicked on, it's just kind of chilling, off against a wall, kind of center-ish to the building.
He'll probably kick it on as he's walking in.
She just, kind of pokes her head in, glances around, kicks on the generator. Has he, bothered to bring out any lamps or anything?
One or two.
Yeah. So some lighting comes on, which is good. And, yeah, she kind of glances around. Did you do all this?
Nods his head.
Oh, shit.
It's nice out here.
Yeah, I guess, if you want to get away from everything. Kind of looking up at the ceilings, spinning around, just kind of taking it in.
That's the point.
Wow. That's a hell of a place. I thought the mountains were a little more scenic, but
Sometimes you find little treasures in here.
Yeah?
Yeah. Even in the mountains.
Guess so. Like is kind of wandering a little bit down the hall, like to poke her head in one of their rooms, just kind of inquisitive.
For her,
Nosy-ish.
she just sees Anton sit down and just, it's the weirdest thing. He looks so home, you know? So contented.
Yeah, she indulges a little bit of nosiness, like pokes her head into one of the rooms, but turns a glance back. Place really does make you happy, huh?
It's the only place I feel like I belong.
In a busted up old manor in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Says a lot about me. A lot about me, right?
Sounds kind of depressing.
It's
Definitely wanders
beautiful in here.
over.
It's beautiful in here.
But it really was back when it was all new.
He'll walk up beside her, and like, so he's behind her, and he'll point. Just because it has faded away doesn't mean it still doesn't have its beauty. It just means you gotta look hard enough. It's right there.
Just for the point of issue, what is he pointing at? Anything in particular?
One of the more, those, because he's seen it now from how it should be seen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's pointing at like those big, huge mirrors, and the ceiling that would have had the big, long, extravagant light pieces that come down. You know what I mean? It's like the way he is. It's almost like you could capture a room with your senses. That type of thing, like that kind of grandiose, like an architect surveying the area.
There's kind of an awkward glance back, but she'll kind of meander where he's pointing. Just kind of reaching up to touch the frame, even though, like, the mirror has inevitably either been smudged to hell. There's no telling what condition it's in, really. Can barely tell it's meant to be a mirror. She still will wander up and kind of like touch the frame to it, which is again obnoxiously elaborate. It's a lot prettier than the stuff I write. Kind of glances back over her shoulder.
Sometimes you just have to stand in here and feel it all. Every idle crack, cranny, every lost gem. You just end up whole again.
It's so. She's still kind of glancing around, even looking at the immensely faded wallpaper, trying to see if she can spy out the patterns in it. Still has a hand idly up, kind of grazing over the embellishments on the frame.
Maybe, just maybe, as he touches one of the faded paintings, you find out who you really are in the end. And you start wading through that fadedness. And just because you can't see it now doesn't mean that isn't there.
Guess not. She kind of squints at the mirror, finally, like, reaches over for one of your discarded rags, one that isn't completely, like, bleh. Kind of scrubs at an edge of it. She's gotten the impression there's some sort of glass under there, so she kind of scrubs at it a bit.
Once she gets the glass clear, he'll walk up, so There's like a little small image of the two of them. See?
You're gonna have your work cut out for you. You know that, right? And glances over her shoulder again.
Maybe that's the point.
Maybe it is. Kind of, again, it's kind of the awkward glance back over the shoulder because it's like, hi, proximity. That is a bubble that you're in. Hello.
I mean, he doesn't seem like, like, it's not like, hey girl, hey. It's this more wondrous expression he has in his face because, again, contented, home, building this place up like he's building himself up, It's almost like he's tied together with this place.
You want to help for a little bit? I don't know if I'm any good at building, but I can kind of grimaces at the glass, trying to clean a mirror. Really big
Right.
mirror. Kind of blinks up at it.
I'm happy just for you to be here. I'm happy for you to listen.
Okay. Kind of shrugs. Goes ahead and kind of flicks the rag roughly about where she found it.
If
Sure.
that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
Maybe you could write it in one of your stories.
Maybe I will.
I'd like that.
Maybe it'd be kind of neat to write about an old place in a way that wasn't, I don't know, like it was just a corpse of a building. Again, flicking a glance up at the various points where it's like there was probably something really nice here once.
Maybe it's nice just to see hope blemishing for a change.
Okay. Yeah, next time I'll bring my laptop.
Thank you.
Kind of shrugs a little bit. She doesn't feel like she's done much.
He'll peck her on the cheek. Very, very gently.
I'm not blushing. You're blushing. Ugh. Essentially, for what
Thank you
it's
for
worth,
this.
she is like hyper aware of proximity because you threw like 8 million fucking seduction rolls at her last time. So
I did really well on all of them.
Yeah,
So-
you did. So she can't not notice really.
I want to show you my favorite bit of this place.
Okay,
You take her by the hand.
she is taken by the hand and just kind of trails along like, oh,
Brings
this
her up.
is-
Brings her up, like, to that really not fucking fancy bedroom. And we show her the big grand mirror that was in there from what you described.
Oh yeah, the like floor length mirror.
Mhm. Even though it's still faded, it was still like stunning.
Yeah.
You'll put her in front of it so he stands right behind her and you'll look at that thing.
Yeah. I'll let you pee in ear if you want to.
Sure.
She is. That is that your beginning roll there?
Yeah, 2
Yeah.
successes, 2 9s.
I mean, she's like the awkward kind of stiff. It's kind of comical. She is definitely way more distracted by the fact that you were like getting to stand up right behind her than she is by the mirror.
Do I make you nervous?
What? No. Fine.
Was it something I said?
No.
Why are you shaking?
I left my jacket in the car.
Takes off his own, puts it around her.
This did not solve her attempt to like make this unawkward in the least.
Winces though as he does it because fuck me. Do you know what I mean?
Like the glance back, like, oh god, why? Sorry. Don't
What are you apologizing for?
I don't know.
Puts the jacket around her very calmly. There. It can get cold here sometimes.
Yeah. Yep. Kind of just tugs that up, like, yeah, that'll totally solve the problem. This is fine. Everything's fine.
I mean, he's facing her now, I imagine, at this point.
Man, look at that mirror he was pointing at a second ago. What a nice mirror.
You alright?
Yeah, fine.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Can I... Close your eyes.
What?
Do you trust me?
Yeah.
Close your eyes.
Okay. Like, there's that measuring glance.
Looks quite genuine.
It's fine. Let's check her nerves real fast. She is people. She is not Susie. Oh yeah, what could go wrong? Everything's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
She takes a second and kind of eyeballs him and finally, kind of comically, a little stiffly, kind of with the arms crossed holding the jacket up around her shoulders, closes her eyes.
I've got an idea for your book.
The head tips a little bit, like, oh, has deviated her thought line a little bit.
Imagine a man who comes here and discovers this place is the home of his ancestors. This man sometimes wishes for death because of the things he's done and the things he's seen and the things he knows he will do in the future. Part of him wishes that it could end. Just because of the pain he brings, but also the good. That good doesn't come without death and suffering and loss. But when he comes to this place of his ancestors, he remembers. Like the blossoms outside, like the faded house and inn, that they're all dying. But to know life in every ounce of it and every thing we do and every whole touch we carry, every storm we ride, every pain we hold, that he would Still experience it all just to remember what it is like to have all that life in one breath.
Yeah, she's got kind of that listening tip of the head. Not, I mean, it's not the canine like head tilt, just that faintest tip of the head. And she's kind of nodding.
He takes both his hands of hers and interlocks them. And imagine the gratitude you feel. And he knows that something or someone will hear the same things he hears. Though he may not never tell that person who they will be. Because he can't. Imagine like these ancestors that he hears. They understand.
For what it's worth, when you snag a hold of her hands, she doesn't like jump back or anything. I mean, he can take them up, though when he does, it like startles a glance out of her. It's like the eyes do kind of flick open.
You feel that?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I could write it. I have to figure out where they came from, but yeah.
And bam. Peck on the lips. The lightest of light pecks. Because for him, he just basically admitted to her what he was, without her ever even realizing it.
She turns colors. And admittedly, it will not be a long kiss. Like, you managed to snag the peck, and it's not that she's unresponsive, it's that she just quickly disengages.
It's not meant to be designed to be one, you know?
Yeah. And it's funny because immediately afterwards she's kind of like, wow, I probably shouldn't have come out of here with my hair wet. I'm gonna catch pneumonia or some shit. Uh yeah, she's flushed. But like quickly trying the disengage, like, duh.
He doesn't react. It's for her, it's oddly vulnerable.
It actually sounds like a really good story.
Yeah. I bet it does.
Wanna tell me more about this place?
Sure.
She's like reclaimed one hand, but not both just yet.
Sure. If you want to hear it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I made you uncomfortable.
Oh, I mean, I don't want to.
You're not. It was nice to actually feel something.
I just don't want to,
You're not.
Okay. It's like giving him a side glance. Like, I don't know if you know exactly what I'm insinuating, but
What do
okay.
What do you think you're doing?
I mean, I don't want to I don't want to really do to Lizzie what someone was doing to me.
We're not doing that. I just felt something for the first time. That was real and I didn't have to lie about it.
It's awkward grin, little smile, like yeah.
And I wanted to. Yeah.
I hope it was better than feeling empty.
It was. As strange as it felt. You're warm.
Still comically awkward. Thanks.
I wouldn't hurt you like that. Or Lizzie.
It's just you know, more hair ruffling. Really easy to kind of get caught up in the moment
It
and
is.
all.
It is. It was worth it. She's turning to walk.
I mean, she's still got his hand, so she's following along.
I mean, if she says anything to that.
No, awkward face, really hard. There's no good answer to that.
Look over his shoulder. As he's showing, he'd explain to her the whole house. He'd go around explaining to her the whole house and what he's seen from his perspective. You know what I mean? Of course, keeping it, of course, like, you know, oh, this was this and this was this. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
but it's like, I don't know, as if he's like studied the place or something.
Yeah, yeah.
That
He'll
or like
turn.
he's making up a story. Either way.
Yeah, yeah. And he'll turn. So did you feel the same way? Like, do you feel the same way?
About the house.
No. I think we both know what I'm talking about.
Like, man, look at that. I don't know, whatever the fuck he just pointed out. Like, man, this wallpaper though. Uh, probably at least a little.
I'm not.
I'm gonna give you a spoiler. She is so full of shit. A little my ass.
It's nice to have a small measure of something. And even if you know yourself, it's something bigger.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you feel the same.
Yeah,
Even if you don't. Even if we can't admit it to each other properly.
there's like that kind of grimace of, oh. Like the level of onto your shit that he is right now. But awkward nodding still?
I'll talk to Lizzie.
Okay.
I'm not hurting both of you.
Yeah, sorry. We've just been friends a really long time, and
I'm not hurting both of you. I'll talk to her. We'll still be friends.
Okay. For what it's worth, she looks distinctly relieved.
I won't mention. You gesture at their hand holding.
She is suddenly reminded that that's a thing. Yeah, probably wise.
I'll just tell her the truth.
Uh, what's that?
I care about Lizzie a lot. She's a great woman. But I don't feel it. I thought I did for the longest time. I thought that if I just pretend, everyone would be happy. I'd be happy.
Seemed
And now
happy.
I'm very good at convincing myself that I am. I'm probably one of the best.
Okay.
And that her going to New York and starting a life for herself and even coming back here, I'll still be her friend, but I can't lie to her or myself anymore.
Yeah, I'll brace myself for a phone call.
From which of us?
That actually makes her pause for a second. Like,
I'm not saying I'm gonna ring you and suddenly you and I are talk of the town. Be nice to have someone who sits out here and just write.
yeah.
Just be nice to have someone who I just feel something with. Doesn't have to be romantic, doesn't have to be anything. I can just take off this.
Okay.
If that's okay.
Yeah. I said I'll bring my laptop next time.
Even though, as he kisses her hand, they're there.
Oh,
I want it to be real first.
Okay.
If that's okay.
Yeah. Sure.
Just nods.
I hear you clicking.
Mm-hmm. Fuck it. That does me not a hot roll. That was some smooth shit, so I'm gonna back that up with a roll, Katie.
Yep.
Or Biff, because of thingy. That's 1, 2,
Still 3.
3 successes. That was some smooth shit. Yeah, you gotta admit, that was some smooth shit.
You want some smooth shit. I'm trying to remember, I could have sworn you're throwing bigger pools before at her.
She's not pure. She doesn't have. No, that's appearance subterfuge. That's 6 dice. Subterfuge
Okay.
3, appearance 3.
Yeah. It's just. Oh, God.
I imagine that's a high diff she's got.
That's not very high roll. It's decent. It's not like complete garbage. So she is not incapable by any means, but she kind of flicks a glance up. Them big hazel eyes. But yeah, she'll kind of lift herself up a little bit, go to like put a kiss on his cheek.
Oh, fuck it. Turns his face, so popped right in the lip. Again, it's incredibly gentle. You know what I mean? Incredibly. It says it. The way he's doing it and the way because he's an evil bastard. But there's a lot of actually no, there's not a lot of evilness in this. It's actually very open. It's meant to convey more than it is. If you get what I'm going with.
Yeah, she doesn't pull back this time for what it's worth.
But then he separates after about 40 seconds.
That was a long time. Like, is this a kiss or is this making out?
No tongue.
Okay, so I imagine not that long.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a solid like maybe 5 seconds, but when he does finally separate, she kind of like has to take a breath. Uh, yeah, I should probably go home for now. I will write it. I was listening, but yeah, I want you to be able to talk first.
I know. Just didn't want you to leave without showing you.
Yep, yeah, you did the little nod like, yeah, you showed me.
You showed me.
Yeah.
I'll drive you home.
More of the little nods. Like,
You
yes,
gesture.
please.
You drive gesture at the held hands. You can still hold that, right?
Sure.
If that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fine.
Yeah, he he does, like a gentleman, drives her all the way home.
And yeah, once you get there, finally kind of reaches for the door and like just I guess when you want to go back out there and I'll bring the
I'll let
laptop and
I'll let you know.
yeah,
Text me.
sure.
Smile. You love the eyes, by the way. He's walking.
Yep. She's just gonna kind of awkward face it. She'll go ahead and
Turns back. It's like walking in a forest some days.
gonna accuse you of reading romance novels in a minute.
Maybe I'm just good at writing and you never realized. He's walking backwards, you know?
What's he doing? Like walking backwards in front of her? She's heading towards the house.
Yeah, you know that kind of casual walk back, towards the car?
She kind of shakes her head like you're too fucking much and finally gives a bit of a wave and turns to scamper for the door.
Just walks back to the car. As he's driving off, a part of him felt, of course, like he was on his game, but part of him felt like he finally told somebody, even though he didn't tell them. That was as honest as he could be. For a change. So do you want to end it there, Katie?
Yes, I think so. I have kept you long enough. So until next time.